Now before we move into the crossover approach, we have the linear approach, which we use to gain speed on the runway. And the speed on the runway is what we're going to carry through our crossovers, ready to impart that speed into the delivery. So in the linear approach, our aim is to get the javelin and the javelin tip under control, and then to set a nice running rhythm and gain speed on the runway that we can transfer to the crossovers. So to start with, we need to know how to control the javelin, and we do that by having our hand directly above our shoulder, where it's in a position ready to glide back into our throwing position. But we also want to control the tip by putting the javelin tip down and in front of our left eye, where we can control it with that throwing hand. So from here, keeping it in front of our eye, as we run, we know exactly where the javelin tip is, and then as we withdraw the javelin later by pulling back, we'll see how that will drop onto our eyebrow. So this is going to be our start position for the linear approach. Hand above our shoulder, javelin tip down in front of our left eye, and we have a nice, tall, upright running posture. Now when it comes to our linear running, we need to be aware that our aim is to gain speed, but also we're about to transfer from linear running to this acyclical running in the crossover. So we need to set up positions that allow us to easily transfer into our crossover. So we can adopt our normal sprinting technique, where we have this nice tall running position, and we can create stiffness in our contact that we want to see later in the crossover. But mainly what we're looking for is to have everything in front of the body, which is where we're going to need it later in our crossovers. So we can adopt our sprinting technique with nice upright running, and we're going to step over the knee with nice high knee running, the toes up nice and high to keep everything in front of the body. And from here, our aim is just to gain speed, maintaining this posture and keeping that javelin tip under control. Now, one of the things that really successful javelin throwers do is that they minimize the change between their linear approach and their crossover approach. And they do this by matching the tempo and the rhythm of both phases. So as we come in on linear approach, we should be gaining stride length with each step, but also trying to find a rhythm that we can maintain when we come into our crossover steps. So we're not looking to gain maximum speed, we're looking to find a nice range in our running, that we can keep that range in our crossovers, and we're looking to keep a rhythm to our linear run that we can maintain in our crossovers too.